Hey everybody, this is Scott. Today is August 19th, 2017, and I'm making this video to talk about edging on my raised platforms. Hey, I'm usually not in the video myself, but I am this time. Hi everybody. I have the camera on the tripod because I need two hands for this. So, my original idea on the edge of these platforms was to make a circular edge. Thicker than this. This is just a demo. Something 3 or 4 inches tall, so it would stick up above the flat base of the platform. And I built these purposely with the 4x4s like this, so that I could put something here and create a circular edge. But it would be up, you know, it would be a lip on the top of the deck. Kind of like, more like this, but circular all the way around. That was my original plan, because I thought my tracks are all circular, and I've got a circular bottom loop, I've got a circular upper loop, and I thought having nice round edge would look good. I put a post on the Facebook G-Scale group, and I got a lot of good suggestions. Thanks everybody for those ideas. And based on that thread, I think I've come up with a new idea. So what I was considering, originally I was thinking about a product called Terrace Board, which looks like this. And that would be, I did the math on these, that is 24 bucks for 40 feet. And I need 60 feet, so I'd have to buy 2 rolls. I'll put all the math on the webpage for these products. And then but I read that that doesn't hold its shape very well. It's meant to be garden edging, landscape edging that you put in the ground. And a lot of people complain that their edges get really wavy with it. It gets snaky and curvy, and it doesn't hold a nice straight edge. Ideally, a metal, steel, or aluminum edging product would be good, because it would be nice and stiff. Whatever I use, I'd probably have to have little outriggers, like here and here, kind of sticking out to hold up, to give more support in these kind of 4-foot wide gaps here. So I'd have to have little arms coming out, probably, to attach to the circle. I found this steel product on Amazon, which is 52 bucks for 40 feet, quite a bit more expensive. And again, I'd also need 2 rolls of that. And so those were my main ideas. And I'm going to take the camera off the tripod now. Problem with that idea of having the curved edge is that I'd have the curved edge coming around here, but then how do I get my landscaping up to the bottom of the curved edge? I don't really have any good method to do that. So after a lot of thinking, I think what I'm going to do instead of the curved edges, well, another thing I wanted to mention is that kind of a theme of my garden railroad, the 2 main building materials are going to be wood and stone. I've got the stone wall, I've got a wood backdrop, my wood fence that's been up for a couple years now. Most of the wooden framework on these will not be visible when the railroad is done. You won't see a lot of this framework at all. So what I think I'm going to do, the curved edge I like only from an aesthetic standpoint only, but it does have some drawbacks, mainly how to get my scenery up to the curved edge, because the curved edge would only be 3 or 4 inches deep, tall. It wouldn't be very tall. It would only stick up maybe an inch, and then it would bolt into the 4x4s right here, and then the bottom of it is only, you know, down here. So the whole thing's not very wide. It's like this thick if I used a curved product. So then, how do I get my landscaping up to it? I'd have to use rocks, and it's kind of that's a problem. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew my top boards, the ones on the outer edges, and I'm going to move them out. And instead of doing a curved edge, I think I'll do a flat edge. And I'll just bolt the flat edges to these 4x4s instead of the legs. And then I get straight edges. I don't have the curved edge that I was originally going for. Instead I have straight edges. But I don't think that's too bad. And it'll be this nice, I could use the same fence boards that I used to build that fence. Those are nice and cheap. Those are significantly cheaper. So, instead of the round edge, which was my ideal, but is not totally practical, it would be expensive if I used the metal, and like I said, I'd have to have the little outrigger arms coming out to try to hold it up. Might be a little flimsy. Instead, I think I'll go with the flat edges that'll be in the shape, the octagon shape. So I won't have the nice curve, but it'd be a lot more practical to have the wood boards as the edge. And I can do 2 layers. I can do a layer here that sticks up maybe an inch, and then another board below, and then I've got lots of height. And the landscaping can go right up to that. So, might not be exactly clear without seeing it. I've also got some ladder road bed ideas happening here. I'll talk about that later. So, that, I think, is the new plan. The circular edge was a nice idea in theory, but it's not totally practical. So I think I'm going to go with the wood fence slats for edging instead and see how that looks. So I think tonight I'm going to move these out. So instead of having them like this, because I was going to put my curved edge here, I'm going to bring these out about an inch so I can put the flat edges up against these 2x4s. So that is the new idea. And some of you may be thinking, and I thought of this myself, why didn't I have this all planned before I started building? And the reason is, this is the kind of thing that I really couldn't plan 100% start to finish before I started building. Because I really had to come up with this part of the project as I'm building it. I can't really draw. I can't really like draw 3D drawings by hand. I have my 2-dimensional track plan, but that's it. That only shows a top view. So I really didn't know how I was going to do the edges until I got this far and could see the thing built and then decide how I want to do the edges. So that's okay. I'm going to backtrack a little by taking some screws out and moving some boards. Not really a major deal. So it's kind of a learning process as I go along. So that is the story of the edge of the raised platform. Here's the other shorter platform in progress, underway, not completely done. And I also move these boards out. Ooh, and one benefit of using the fence slats, I actually don't need edging on the back. I have ideas for the back. There's actually going to be access. Imagine an indoor model railroad, like a basement model railroad in HO scale, built in a basement. Sometimes you need access hatches in the middle of your benchwork in order to crawl in and pop your head up because things are too far to reach from like the hallway, from the edge of the railroad. So this raised circle needs an access hatch. So there's going to be one right here. So I'll talk about that more as that comes along. So that's where we are today. That is everything as of now. I'll make another video once I start the edging process, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, thanks. That's it for now.